Tonight's committee vote is in, and tickets to Rockford's newest entertainment venue is one step closer to costing a little bit more.
But Rockford alderpersons say an amusement tax at the Hard Rock Casino Rockford could support local arts and culture. WIFR's Nathaniel Langley discovered what went into tonight's decision.
The Code and Regulation Committee unanimously approves an amusement tax on the Hard Rock's incoming permanent location. The agreement arrived after nearly a half hour of debate.
With the casino nearly open, this is now formalizing.
Alderman Mark Bonney believes it's no surprise the Hard Rock permanent location may get the amusement tax.
This is something that was negotiated into the agreement with the Hard Rock, between the city and the Hard Rock some time ago.
Inside Rockford City Hall on Monday night, the Code and Regulation Committee approved the 5% charge on casino performances. A move Alderperson Bonney says puts Hard Rock on a level playing field with the area's entertainment venues.
It wouldn't be fair for ticket buyers at the Coronado and BMO to be paying a tax that you're not paying to see a show, say, at Hard Rock.
New revenue feeds into Rockford's redevelopment fund, supporting art and culture projects like Embassy Suites, Millennium Fountain, and more.
The redevelopment fund is now currently used for the ongoing maintenance of the Coronado Theater, which the city owns.
The clock ticks before the casino's late August debut.
The goal obviously is to have the ordinance approved before the casino opens, before the Hard Rock opens.
And while visitors could pay the fee on tickets, council members see it as a small price to rebuild Rockford.
Without that fund, a lot of those projects wouldn't be possible.
Also on tonight's Code and Regulation agenda, members approved alcohol and tobacco sales at the casino. As for the tax, all city council members get a chance to vote on it at the July 8th meeting.
Thank you, Nathaniel. And Hard Rock Casino Rockford did release a statement to WIFR tonight. The casino's president says they're aware of the vote and monitoring the situation at this time.